So, as Ma'am Esmeralda has already introduced, my name is Mohit Kharbanda. I am a migration agent representing Legendary Careers, which is an education and migration consultancy based in Melbourne. We have our offices in different parts of the world. One is in Melbourne, then the other one is in Brisbane. We have our virtual staff in Philippines and a physical office in India as well. So over here, if you can see the MARN number, which represent a legal person who can give advice. Over here, you can see that MARN number. Sorry. MARN number is a migration agent registration number. Anyone holding this number is only entitled to give any advice to applicants related to migration. So we can tell the applicants whether they'll be eligible for permanent residency, if the course is in demand, and it will help you to secure your permanent residency in the future. So our goal within the organization, or the primary thing that we do in the organization, is to help you get admissions in colleges and universities and apply for different kind of visas you may be eligible for, ranging from student visa, tourist visa, partner visa, or a skilled independent, which is a permanent residency visa. So what we do, we'll cover a few slides to explain in detail what we do and how we do it. So um, most of you are overseas, as in outside Australia. So you are considered as offshore student visa applicants if you are applying for student visa in Australia. So we cater to applicants. We help these kind of applicants to apply in Australian colleges and universities and lodge their visa applications. So generally, if you talk about the age group who is eligible for these kind of applications, is someone who is within the age bracket of 18 to 30. They have more chances of getting the student visa application approved and the admissions as well accepted by the colleges and universities. So if you are beyond a certain age group, then we have seen in the past that if you are in Australia, within the Australian borders, then we have seen that Australian colleges and universities, they are not reluctant. They offer admissions easily, even if you are beyond a certain age bracket as well. In fact, last couple of months, we have had applicants who are 55 years old, 58 years old, who are looking to study and enhance their skills by studying in Australian colleges and universities. So we have seen that colleges, they are open, they welcome these kind of applicants when the applicant is in Australia. And we have seen that visa is also granted in most of the cases. Even if it is not, when you are in Australian borders, then you are given a review right, which means that you can appeal against the decision of your visa refusal. So who people who are on tourist visa in Australia, they sometimes come to us and look to start their career or education in Australia. We help them change their tourist visa into student visa by getting them admissions in colleges or universities and lodging their student visa applications. So we have very strong data analytics team. We know what is the demand in future in Australia, what kind of colleges are there, how many number of graduates are going to be there after 2 years, 3 years down the line when you become eligible for permanent residency. And based on that, we advise the applicants that you choose this kind of courses. To give you an example, in Australia, Australia is planning to discontinue petrol and diesel vehicles. So there is a qualification which is called as uh, Certificate 3 in auto mechanical or which leads to occupation of motor mechanic. If you start studying this occupation in 2023, you complete your education for studying in a college for 2 years, then 1 year you'll have to work in that occupation to get your license or occupation assessed. So by the time you become eligible for permanent residency, it's 2026, 3 years after today's date, which means that today you will have to decide in the right manner whether the occupation will be eligible for permanent residency in 2026. So we help you do this kind of analysis. We help you choose the right course based on your aspiration. If your goal is to be a permanent resident in Australia, we help you to choose the right occupation, which will be in demand 3 or 4 years down the line when you are eligible for permanent residency in Australia. I can see a message. Okay. So my voice is not audible clearly, is it? Is it audible now?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
audible.
Gladys, is it audible to you now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So Australia has got occupations which are in demand. So these are called as these are defined in skilled occupation list. Australia has got occupations which are in short term and medium and long term list. So based on the occupations which are in medium and long term list, we identify those occupations. We help you choose the course which will lead to occupations which are in medium and long term list, so that the demand is high when you complete your course and become eligible for permanent residency. All this we can do legally because we are holding all the licenses to advise you in the right manner. So Australia has got a similar education system. Like in Philippines, we have colleges and universities. Similar to that, we have colleges and universities in Australia as well. Uh, Getting admissions in colleges is very quick, but universities take time. We have to spend more money to get your admissions in universities, but it is very economical to get admissions in colleges. And we have seen in the past then that success rate of visa applicants is also very high in colleges as well. So if you are looking to get admission in colleges, you should be looking at around an initial payment starting with 3,500 or 3,600 Australian dollar, which is close to 135,000 pesos. If you are eligible, it starts from that pricing and it can go up to 7,000 Australian dollar, which is around, you can do your calculations. I'm not that good in doing mathematical calculations, but 3,500 Australian dollars to 7,000 Australian dollars if you are looking to uh, get admissions in colleges. If you're talking about universities, then you should be looking at around 15,000 to 20,000 Australian dollars as an initial payment, including the uh, fees to the college or university, visa application charges, and insurance. So if your budget is higher, choose universities because visa is very high. Visa success rate is very high with universities. Colleges, it's bit low, but you have to do the right thing. We'll help you in preparing the right document so that the chances of getting your visa approval is very high. So as part of your student visa application, insurance is a mandatory thing. We help you organize overseas student health cover. Then we help you prepare and lodge your student visa application. And after the student visa application, we'll have steps as well. We'll have a discussion on the steps, how we process your student visa applications. So genuine temporary entrant criteria is kind of a lifeline of a student visa. So if it is written in the right manner, then the chances of visa is higher. If any point is not covered in this document, then the risk is there, risk of visa refusal. We'll have a detailed discussion on this as well. So if you are looking to get admissions in universities, IELTS or PT is required. But for getting admissions in colleges, IELTS or PT is not required. You just need to give an internal placement test, English placement test, and once you pass the test, you get your admissions, and we can go from there. So Australia has got qualification framework similar to Philippines. Like if you see over here, diploma is at level 5. If you have completed a diploma level course in Philippines, we recommend that you study a course which is at a higher level. It can be associate degree, advanced diploma, or a bachelor degree. If you choose a lower level course, then the visa risk is there. We do not recommend that. But we have to work within your budgets as well. So we'll have to work around something. Let's say if you have completed bachelor's degree in Philippines, which is at level 7. So then we recommend you to study a course which is at a higher level, that is level 8, or graduate diploma kind of course. So how we do it? We'll start with step 1. You send us the resume and we'll do an assessment and help you to choose the right course based on your budget. So how we align you to your dreams? Uh, let's say if you are offshore in Philippines or onshore in Australia on tourist visa and you are looking to get admissions in colleges and universities, we apply for your student visa. Once you study a 2 year course in Australia, you become eligible for temporary graduate visa. Within this temporary graduate visa, you sorry, just a second. Sorry. So within this duration, you start work in the occupation where you have studied, and then once you complete your education and do work in that occupation, you become eligible for assessment in that occupation. Once you get a positive skill assessment from the regulating body, you become eligible for permanent residency. So how it works is, if you talk about how it works in Philippines, you complete Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, and then you apply for a license of a nursing license. Once you pass the board exam, you become a licensed nurse in Philippines. Let's say if you become a licensed nurse in Australia, then you'll be eligible for different kind of visa options in Australia as well. So we'll help you throughout the journey until you become a permanent resident in Australia. So any nurses over here?
Well,
Yes, Crisil.
one that is related to medical work, like a radiologist.
Okay, okay. All right. So radiologist is also in demand. You can send us your resume and then we can help you how you become how you become permanent resident. So this is something related to nurses, internationally qualified nurses. We won't cover this thing, but they are also eligible for permanent residency in Australia.
Okay, thank
These,
you.
these are the steps how you become permanent resident. It's very early for you to discuss, I mean, for us to discuss these things. But if you think that you are eligible or you might be eligible for permanent residency and you're looking to spend around 9,000 or 10,000 Australian dollars, because the costing of visa is very high, permanent residency visa is very high. If you are looking to spend that much money, initially, if you're ready with that, you can send us your resume. We can get back to you. Instead of studies, you can start your process of permanent residency in Australia through us. So if you are looking to um, apply as a student visa applicant, as I said, that genuine temporary entrant is a very important document.
I
In
300.
Australia, there is a
Then
migration law
sometimes
which
40
covers
comma
all these
41
topics, like
1.2.
clause 50212, 312, 590, has all the details mentioned what needs to be covered in the genuine temporary entrant document. If you see on the bottom of the slide, there is a government portal. You can take a picture of this and do a read of this link. It has all the details what should be there in the genuine temporary entry document. So this is how we need to portray your circumstances in front of the case officer who is going to grant or refuse a visa application. Even if you have any unfavorable points, we need to present it in a manner so that the, it is positively highlighted and the chances of getting visa is very high. So some of the points that we need to cover is your circumstances in the home country, how what are the potential circumstances in Australia, how are you fund your education in Australia, what is the value of the course in your future, if the same course is available in a TESDA, why you are studying the same course in Australia. Because we visit lot of colleges, universities, and TESDA in Philippines, we know what kind of machines and how the trainings are delivered. And we also visit in Australia these type of institutes, so we know the difference and what it will add to your value. So if you have any immigration history, we need to mention that as well in detail. If you have any refusal, so we need to present it in a manner that uh, it doesn't look negatively. Any unfavorable points, any gap years, we need to justify so that the chances of visa is very high. So moving on to the next one, some of you might be eligible for permanent residency as medical technologist, radiologist. These are in demand occupations. So you might be eligible for direct permanent residency, which is called a skilled independent visa. If you are not, then education is a pathway for you. Come and study in Australia, in a course which leads to permanent residency. Do a 2 years course, do your skill assessment in the third year, and become eligible for permanent residency in the future. You might have a girlfriend or boyfriend in Australia who is a citizen or a permanent resident, then we can help you in that case as well, by partner visa. So these are the steps we need to follow to process your student visa application. First of all, you'll be sending us your resume with date of birth, education detail, and employment details. Sorry. Uh, any gap year as well you need to mention over there. Based on the resume that you have sent, we'll do an assessment for you. Uh, we'll help you choose the right course, and based on that, we'll organize English test for you, or we'll request you appear in IELTS or PT if you have a higher budget of initial payment. If you're looking to get admissions in universities, we'll advise you to appear in IELTS, or we'll tell you if you're eligible for permanent residency, then what's the pathway for that. So let's say if you are looking to get admissions in a college and you have a budget of 4,500 Australian dollar, and then in that case, we'll organize English placement test for you from a college. You appear right online at your home, following the instructions, whatever colleges may asking you to do. Then once you pass the exam, letter of offers will be issued. At that stage, we'll issue invoice disbursement request, which needs to be paid to us or directly to the college. Once you make the payments to us, we make the payments on behalf of you to the college or university. We buy your insurance in the step 4. We help you prepare the genuine temporary entry document, and then we lodge your visa application. After this, we give you medical and biometrics letter. You need to appear in medical and biometrics, and then we'll have to wait for visa outcome. At this point of time, processing is very quick. Yesterday, we got a visa in just 14 days time from Philippines for a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering graduate from Batangas, and mm, he he he's looking to study in graduate diploma of engineering course. So it's very quick and very positive outcomes. This morning we got a visa for a person from Pampanga. She was 2002 born, in second year of Bachelor of Nursing, thought to study a community service course in Australia. She got her visa in just 12 days time. So processing these days. This is
No.
what topic a visa is refused. So you need to understand the non-refundable part as well. Generally, you don't need to. This slide covers Indian rupees. Please ignore that. So I'll give you an idea what is the non-refundable part. Initial payment to the school includes the administration charges as well as the tuition fees. Administration charges, which is around 200 to 400 or $500. Generally, it is $250. So this administration charges is not refundable. Tuition fees is 100% refundable. Then insurance amount is fully refundable. Rest won't be refunded. So any questions? Now the house is open. You can ask question for the next 10 minutes and then uh, we'll have to call off this meeting. Any question? Anyone?
Anyone who wants to raise a question? Rizal, is it clear? Rizal, you have any question?
I'll quickly run down the frequently asked questions if you don't have any questions. So the processing times for uh, colleges is very quick. In 1 week's time, they issue of offers. For universities, they take up to 8 weeks, 12 weeks time to issue letter of offers.
Admission, colleges, entry requirements, enrollment form, application charge.
Sorry, Bax, I had to mute you because there was a lot of background noise from your end. So insurance cost is generally $70 per person per month. This is an old slide. Recently, they have changed it. It is third parties who are issuing insurance for international students, NIB, Bupa, these kind of companies. So insurance cost is approximately $70 per person. Visa processing times, as I said, it is very quick at the moment, and it's the best time in recent history to apply for student visa in Australia because of the demand of colleges, universities. They are looking to uh, give the results as soon as possible. Best courses, as I mentioned, that we have the right team. We do our data analysis correctly, thoroughly. We know how many colleges are there training a particular occupation related course, and based on that we can advise the international student that look, after 2 years time, 10 colleges are going to graduate approximately 1,000 of nurses. So in future, if the demand is only for 500 nurses, we won't tell you to do that course. I'm giving you an example. So we have the right team to help you choose the right course. If you have a partner, you can bring partner along with you. If you have a kid, you can bring them as well along with you. But be mindful that insurance is required for a partner or your kid. If your kid is in the above 6 years in Victoria and you are planning to come in Victoria state, then you should definitely get your student, a child as well, admission in a school in this state, or the legal age requirement of a school child in other states of Australia. So for colleges, it will start from 3,500 Australian dollars to 7,000 Australian dollars. For universities, it starts from 16,000 Australian dollar initial payment to 25,000 Australian dollars as an initial payment, which includes initial payment to the college or university, insurance, and the visa charges. This is our Facebook page, Legendary Careers. You can follow us on Facebook. You can send us an email, or you can see the number on the bottom right of the slide. You can send a message, WhatsApp or Viber. We'll be happy to answer that, or you can get in touch with Ma'am Esmeralda for any queries. Thank you, everyone. I'll stop recording
Thank you, Mickey.
Stop recording the meeting. Thank you, Ma'am Esmeralda.
Yeah. And thank you for our